Feature Story News, Simon Gaitan reporting.
Programming on KCHW brought to you in part by New Health. New Health is dedicated to providing 5-star healthcare to communities across Northeast Washington. With locations in Chewelah, Colville, Ione, Loon Lake, Newport, 9 Mile Falls, and Springdale, they offer comprehensive medical, dental, pharmacy, and behavioral health services tailored to meet each patient's needs. Their team is committed to helping individuals and families live their healthiest lives. For more information or to schedule an appointment, you can call 509-935-6004. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978. And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Hold on, wait for it.
All right now. Come on, boy.
Giddy up.
Yeah. Good boy.
I should have worn my hat.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It is your Wednesday morning local roundup. We are here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and we have a special co-host this morning, Scott Allen. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Chuck. Thank you very much.
How are you? You've never been on with us on a Wednesday for the local roundup. That is our local roundup theme intro there.
Wow, I like it.
We hitch up the horses to the post outside and tell a couple fellers about what's going on in Chewelah today.
I like, if you're not watching the camera, Chuck even had a Western stance when he said, "Tell a couple fellows what's up today."
Get on up to the watering hole. Yep. Get yourself a
I think it's been a couple years since I been on the radio on a Wednesday. Chuck keeps taking days away from me, put me down to 1 day a week, and then said, "Hey, can you work Wednesday?"
Well, we have the ladies taking a day off today. I don't know. We talked a little bit about. Do we want to tell why or?
Well, so in radio, there, and I guess I'll do it since I'm the pretend general manager.
Right.
In radio and television, when people are running for public office, there's a thing called the equal time rule, where when you have a politician on, you offer equal time to their opposing candidate. Well, when you have announcers and TV personalities, and you've probably heard about this on the news over the years, where maybe a newscaster leaves their show for 6 months because they're running for public office. And the reason why stations do that is because every time they talk, you would have to offer equal time. So, but there are some things set up in place where people can make agreements and they can keep broadcasting, and we're trying to do that.
Yeah.
Because we need our volunteers, and we don't know how that push out, because opposing candidates always have the right to say, no, I'm not okay with that. And that's their right to do that. So we'll see how it plays out as we go into this election cycle for Chihuahua.
Right.
But in the meantime, while we get that worked out, we do have 3 announcers that are temporarily off the air. Hence, Scott is back in a chair.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. But we will have agreements with them. They will not discuss their campaign on the air. This is probably the most we're ever going to talk about it.
Yes.
Just to tell people what's happening. And
we didn't even name any names, so you'll have to figure it out.
Yep. And we just want to be able to continue our shows like normal, and hopefully we'll get everybody on board with that. But if not, that's how the chips fall.
But if not, if somebody that you're used to on the air is missing, just know they'll be back.
Oh yeah. So. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So I told Chuck, because Chuck was really worried about this, and I told Chuck, I said, Chuck, the only one this is going to inconvenience is you.
I know, right? Well, one of our DJs is perfectly okay with it. I told him about it, and he's like, "Oh, cool, 6 months off, great." So,
I wish I could run for office in Chihuahua.
I know, right? I think you have to live in the city, Scott.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and head on up to the weather here. Tonight we've got a high of 64 degrees with a mix of clouds and sun. 44 degrees overnight with partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a little overcast, but should be drying up. We've had quite a bit of rain the last few days. Then tomorrow we have a high of 61 degrees, 42 overnight with cloudy skies, but back up to a 24% chance of rain. That usually means it's going to rain 24% of the day. Then on Friday, it's actually looking like a really nice day for the market. Kind of looking forward to this one. A high of 68 degrees, a low of 44 with a 9% chance of rain and partly cloudy skies. Getting up to 76 on Saturday with partly cloudy skies and drying up. 48 degrees overnight. Then Sunday, 82 degrees, getting back up to the hot weather again. 53 overnight with sunny skies all day long. Then on Monday, 84 and 54 with partly cloudy skies. Tuesday of next week, the sun's going to be out again with a high of 82 degrees and 54 overnight.
Wow. It seems like our weather in the country is going, the past few weeks has been going straight across the country, at least across the top, because I know you guys have had, you had your warm trend. So did we. We had a bunch of sunny weather, and then came the cold. We had a daytime high yesterday of like 51 degrees.
Wow.
I mean, that's just, that feels like we're going back into winter. And you're talking about these warmer temperatures coming. I have 6 or 7 more days of temperatures in the 50s before the weather warms back up. And it's just when you feel like, oh, it's spring, here comes summer, and then it throws you back into the cold. I feel like I should be skiing.
Wow. Well, last week, so the first week of the farmer's market, gorgeous. I think it was about 70 degrees, 75 degrees, sunny, perfect day for the market. Last week, it was raining. It was cold. But you know what? Most of the food booths still sold out of food.
Friday, you got to stay warm.
Oh, yeah.
Eating's the best way to stay warm.
Even in the cold weather, especially the Thai food place, they always have a line going out to the street. It's wild.
Right.
It's wild.
All right.
But yeah, so speaking of food, let's go ahead and take a look at what the kids are having. Let's see. Today we have. I see. I've got you with me, Scott. So I keep thinking it's Thursday. I keep looking at the wrong day.
Oh, all right.
I got to remember my my cowboy intro for Wednesdays. All right. So we have the choice of a rotating breakfast sandwich. Catch it before it rotates away, with the choice of fruit or juice. Then we have a fruit breakfast parfait rather, with granola and a fruit or juice. Variety of cereal, bread or muffin with a cheese stick or yogurt. Then for lunch, what day is today? Is it really the 21st already? It's wild.
Yes,
Crazy,
it is.
crazy. They get a chicken drumstick, just the one though, with potato salad, fruit, and veggie.
Just one drumstick.
You know, that sounds good, but I remember when I was that age. I mean, it probably got me where I have been at some points in my life. Give me a single drumstick on a plate, and I'm going to hit you with it and say, "Where's the chicken?"
Yeah. No, I take it and march around school like it was a turkey leg.
Right. Where's my thigh? Where's my thigh?
So,
Yeah.
You should give a tease. So, we were talking about my slow disappearance, and over the past few years, I've bowed out of 1 day a week as Chuck's got deeper and deeper into his job, and I'm down to 1 day a week. Last Thursday was my last Thursday show, and I've made way for a new co-host for Chuck on Thursdays. Chuck, who's your co-host?
Our new Thursday co-host is going to be Gina Greenwood.
There you go. She's going to be so much more entertaining than me.
I'm really excited. We're actually going to come in today, and we're going to do some more planning. I'm really looking forward to it. She's really, really excited about it.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah. So we're gonna focus on the kids in the community. We're going to talk about activity with them. We're going to be getting some folks on with the school, not tomorrow, but I don't know if you know this, but this is a pretty crazy time of year for people in the school to make this transition right now. I tried getting some folks on, and they're like, "Chuck, do you realize school ends in 2 weeks?" Like we can't even get the janitor right now. So, well, probably
That's funny. Can't even get the janitor for an interview. Really?
Actually, probably especially not them. They're probably busier than just about anybody over there right now, getting that place ready for the summer. Yeah, and graduation June 7th coming up, so not too far away, just a couple weeks out, right?
And I saw, I was looking through, because I know this was your community events day, and I was looking through our calendar, and I did see too where we had a submission that Faith Community Church was holding their graduation services at the Jenkins High School gym on Tuesday night at 6 p.m. the 27th.
The 27th, yeah.
So next Tuesday, the Faith Church Community Church will have their graduation at the high school.
Very cool. And the Deer Park Lions was looking for people for their summer series, their summer market series. They're looking for vendors and such. I don't know if they've filled those spots up or if they're still looking, but it is still on our submissions there, which of course.
So you and you have it wrong. It's not the Deer Park Lions. It's the wrong animal. It's the Deer Park Eagles.
Did I say lions?
You did.
Thank you.
The Chewilla Lions Club and Deer Park Eagles Club. Easy to mix it up.
Thank you. You know, I knew that. I just said it wrong.
I know you knew it.
I know. Yeah. And the Town and Country Days, still looking for vendors for June 6th and 7th in Kettle Falls for those Town and Country Days. Right here in Chewilla, still looking for vendors for Summerfest. You can go to the Chewilla Chamber of Commerce, and Chloe will get you taken care of over there. And then, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you're doing arts and crafts, a lot of opportunities in the county this year, definitely in the area too, to get your crafts out there and sell them, or your market items, that type of stuff too. Some of them, even let in artists and things as well. So kind of depends on the market.
Right. Well, yeah. I was going to say something funny, but it was gone. It just right out of my brain. It's one of those mornings. But you know,
at least it wasn't something else.
But you know what? I was fortunate enough. It was part of one of the reasons I was running a little bit late. Despite everything, Sharon still made an appearance here this morning and brought me our list of everything she had prepared for community activities. It's not on the calendar.
Oh my gosh! Can I give her a round of applause,
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes, you can.
Because what she probably did is showed up and said, "I know you got Scott today, so here's some help."
Wow.
No, I'm not a very good replacement for Sharon, but we do share the same birthday. And Sharon, I just want to say to you, happy birthday month.
Sharon's birthday. What day exactly is that? Hold on, let me see if I can figure it out here real quick. No, I can't figure it out really quick.
It's not this month.
You said happy birthday month.
We're in our birthday month because it is the sign of Gemini.
Oh, so you're in your birthday.
Yeah.
whatever you call that stuff. With
we're at the end of the month. We're on the last day, the 20th. So, but it's thrilling to share a birth date with Sharon.
Right, local celebrity.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't mention at the beginning of the program, coming up in the second half of the show, we have a guest from the Tasty program. That is
going to feed the kids this summer.
Yeah.
Find out all about that and how it works. Great.
They do have an event coming up at the end of the week, which actually is not on the calendar. So she's going to come on and tell us a little more about it and find out. They do a lot of great stuff here for the local kids, especially during the summer. Oh, there it is. I found it because I was looking on Saturday. It is tomorrow is their Tasty program fundraiser. So
all right. So it's good she's on today. That's great timing.
Well, that's why we did it.
It was a plan.
Right. It's almost like we planned this stuff, Scott.
I thought we winged it.
All right. I don't know whether to go through Sharon's stuff here or go through the calendar first.
Well, I've got one more, and we can close that window then, as I got one more from our website.
Yeah.
And this one is from and then we'll have covered all those. This one is from the Wendy Fund, and they have a fundraiser called Mount Spokane Climb for the Cure Bike Race and Ride. And this is taking place in Mead. It starts and stops at the Big Barn Brewing Company, and that's on Applewood Lane in Mead, Washington, in the Green Bluff area. And it's going to take place June 21st. The long route starts early at 7 a.m. It's their second annual event. It's going to be bigger and better, they say, than last year. If you want your swag bags, they've got certain times for that to show up for that. Let's see here. Free food for riders, awards, payout awards, rock music, and a great time. Their purse for all categories is a total of $12,000 for the race.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is a huge fundraiser, isn't it? I mean, a huge fundraiser where they're giving away $12,000 in prizes too.
Wow. I hope someday to be able to get Wheels Got Talent up to that kind of money.
Oh, wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be amazing?
I heard though yesterday somebody just walked in and laid a big wad of cash on you. Probably can't say their name, but thank you.
Yes. we had somebody near and dear to my heart, to the radio station, to the theater, walk in and hand us a $500 check to go to the cash to go to the prize pot yesterday. So thank you.
All right, up your game. And Chuck, you should talk about Wheels Got Talent since we're talking about community events.
Yeah, we'll lead off with the big one. I'm not going to say it's the most important, but I'm not going to not say it.
It's probably the most important to us.
It is. So yeah, we've gone through the auditions. They're all over with. We've picked the finalists. We actually have 11 going through this year. There was a couple that we just couldn't make the yes or no, so we decided to throw in an extra this year. We're going to have performances by our judges, which I'm really looking forward to. I don't know if I want to give too much away, but they're going to take a classic song and turn it into a jazzy tune with Dave Bergman Sr. He's going to be playing the piano along with him. We've got our judges, Paula, Lisa singing, and we have Sally McQuain on the bass. We're also going to have the Curies as our judges, so looking forward to that. We're going to have a big...
They're always entertaining.
Oh, yeah, they are. They're so hilarious. I love those guys. Huge thank you to Catherine Patton. She's going to be directing the show for us and herding all the cats. We've got John Urosco. He's going to be coming up and helping us with some tech stuff and getting the film down while I'm up on stage. So yeah, we've got a bunch of volunteers that are going to be out helping. Huge thank you to the theater for everything, for all they've done to make this show possible. We've got our spotlight sponsor, Newbeam, who's going to be there. They're actually going to be providing our internet so we can stream directly without having to use the shared internet feed with everybody in the building.
Whoop, whoop.
So yeah, so we'll be able to live stream. We'll be able to get good quality internet without having to worry about any downtime. And then our other sponsors, we've got Chwila Flooring, we've got Gino and Sharon Ludwig, we have of course my brain just dropped. Rich Richmond Logging, we've got the Independent, and we've got Hart Hills Mountain Trailer and Saw. Mountain Tractor and Saw rather. They pitched in and helped out. Man, I'm so excited.
I'm trying to get there on the website and help you because I realize you can't see the poster. It's too small on the camera.
Yeah, I'm not looking. I can't see.
Yeah, I think you got them all. You got the Independent, Chwila Flooring, Rich Richmond Logging, Chwila Creative District, Sharon and Gino Ludwig, and Newbie.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, really looking forward to it. We've got acts of all kinds. We've got singers. We've got dancers. We've got tap dancers. We have a magician, Scott. I've been waiting for a magician.
Now, is this a magician? Is it someone that maybe used to live here?
No, it's not.
Oh,
it's not Mr. Stevens.
Okay, I was wondering if maybe he was back and he had entered or something.
I would love to have him back. He's an actual professional magician now, though.
I think we have we had to put rules in there like that, like they do for America's Got Talent, where if you've like done professional gigs that you can't be in the talent show. We don't have a rule like that yet, but maybe someday we'll have to.
We don't have a rule, but we've had calls for it. There've been some people like, if somebody's a professional out there doing it, but what level, because especially musicians, a lot of them have, got paid gigs for birthday parties and, singing in a local restaurant. Does that count? I think it was right after one of his trips back from when he briefly lived in Las Vegas. Eric came in and did the morning show with us. And, I'm not trying to brag. I'm trying to point out how old I am. I've been doing radio now for over 40 years. So in all that time, I've never heard of anyone ever doing magic on the radio, right? It's just something that can't work. But I told Eric, let's try it. And he came in. Now, of course, for the people that logged in on Facebook or watched it later, they could see the tricks. But he just naturally, you have to paint the picture when you're doing voice, and it's just over the radio. And he did, and the video is on YouTube to go watch it. Close your eyes while you're watching that video, because he did such an amazing job. And then he's such a showman and comedian at the same time. He did such an amazing job of leading people mentally through the tricks. I never dreamt for a moment that it would work, but it was amazing. And it's on YouTube. Just go to our YouTube channel and then into our videos and search Eric Stevens, and that video will pop up. And it's pretty cool how he did it. Blew me away. That's awesome.
I thought it was going to be a horrible show and just awkward because we were doing magic, and it's kind of magic tricks are something you need to see. Yeah. But he pulled it off. It was amazing. And I'll be quiet now.
I follow him on, on social media and stuff, and I see his acts and I see what he does, and I can see it. He's really gotten good.
Impressive.
And he's all
right. So we've got a musician. A magician. I kind of took you off course. And
no, that's okay. That's okay. We do have a special performance by Daniel Randall. His wife is judging, so he couldn't compete, but he had a really fun act, so we wanted to showcase that. So he'll be showing us his show during the break, during the mid-show break. And then to end things off, while the judges are deliberating, we have Hannah Johnson, our winner from last year, is going to come back and do another performance. And if you've ever seen any of her solo clogging performances, she is flying through the air. She has got a big smile on her face. She is like professional quality level polished dancer. She's crazy. And she just came back from, I don't remember. I'm not going to say it because I'll probably get it wrong. She's actually doing shows professionally at like theme parks and stuff now. Doing her professional shows. So we're really excited to have her back. You can get those tickets at Valley Drug, Acres United. You can go online to kchw.org, our KCHW Radio Facebook page. Any of the posters you see around town, you can just point your camera at that QR code. It'll take you straight to the link to purchase your tickets. I will have those tickets with me at the Friday market, and they're going to be available at the door. So lots and lots of chances to get your tickets. And they're selling...
Just days away. It's Saturday night, the 24th.
Yeah. And
doors open at 5:30.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, just days away. So get online, get those tickets now.
I get so excited about it. I get tongue twisted just talking about it. I'm like, oh, let's go for the show. And, it's one of those things, every time you throw a show, and anybody who's ever done a show like this understands your ticket sales. You sell a ticket here, you sell a ticket there, and then comes the Monday before the show, and you're like, come on, people.
Panic.
And all of a sudden, our online sales starts going ta-ding, 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 ta-ding. So tickets are selling fast.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Chuck is suffering from anxiety, and you could help right now by buying your tickets early.
Thank you. Putting my
Just visit kchw.org and help Chuck.
putting my poor
He's
heart at ease.
taking it out on his wife and kids.
I know, right? I just sit there and hit refresh on my email all the time. Who's bought a ticket now?
And grump at everybody around you and the dogs.
Right? But no, I'm really proud of the show we're putting together. It's going to be a great one.
Awesome.
We haven't tabulated the prize pot yet, but another 500 was just added to it yesterday, so it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be a huge prize pot, right?
It is.
And what categories do you have for the contestants? I'm kind of curious.
We just have general overall, first, second, third overall, and then we're going to have a People's Choice Award. And I think the way we're going to do that is we're going to sell a ticket for $1 through, basically it'll be a raffle ticket, and you can write the name of your choice for the winner on that ticket at the end of the show while the judges are deliberating. We'll put that in the bin. We'll count those up, and the winner gets the prize pot for the tickets sold.
All right, that's a great idea.
And a
great little fundraiser for the station too, because all the money that's coming in is going out to the contestants.
Right.
Generally, we share proceeds with the Center for the Arts. Those are all kind of like individual things that you work out, and then we got to come up with a way for us to make a couple bucks too. So it is public radio. So yeah, we're selling tickets to vote.
Well, and actually, those tickets are going to go out to the winner of the People's Choice Award. Okay. All right. They'll get the pot from the people that are buying the tickets. I get it. Yeah.
All right.
And that award will be presented by New Beam at the end of the show. So
wow, Chuck, this is fancy,
right? We're even going to have professional camera people this time.
Wow, it is, our biggest show of the year.
It is. Really looking forward to it, and it's just going to keep growing and growing. And I don't know if I'll ever match your greatness, Scott. But
dude,
someday.
Dude. What I noticed too, and because I can kind of look at everything, so I see the status, the financial status of our nonprofit and all that kind of stuff too. And Chuck, I can see it different in things that happen in the community involvement, DJ involvement, volunteers. You were at COVID kind of took the wind out of me and the radio station. That was a rough 3 years. And you have done a great job bringing everything back and stirring up the excitement and breathing a fresh breath of air and excitement back into Northern Lights Public Radio. Good job, Chuck Ritchie.
Oh, thank you. Well,
and I hope people don't think, Scott, you're always bragging about Chuck, but he needs it. He's got all this anxiety because you aren't buying tickets to the show.
Yeah, they are selling fast, man. Come Monday, it's this way with every show. The week before the show, the tickets start flying through the roof, and we're selling them pretty fast. So chances are we are going to sell out this show. So don't wait, get your tickets because they might not be. That
was a rough year. The first year at the Center for the Arts, we had to turn people away, and that hurts. So don't be those people.
Yeah,
you don't want to. No, you don't want to have to go, I was going to catch all this music live because you can watch it online, but it ain't the same at all, even close. It's still fun, but it's not the same as experiencing that in person, as anybody knows from going to live shows. So there's a big difference in that. And could you imagine being outside, not being able to get in and having to go back home and watch it on TV when your cousin's on stage?
Well, and that's a lot of the reason. That's a lot of the reason we do the live streaming, because there's a lot of people, their family can't make it for the event. Families over in North Dakota, they want to see their grandson performing on the stage. So we do a lot of that for the families of the people that are.
My favorite it was one of the first years we did the show, and we did the People's Choice Award by online voting through PayPal donations, and somebody that made a donation, their person they donated for didn't win, and they wanted their money back. And I'm trying to explain them. It says how this worked is the person who won got all the money that was pledged to them. The station got the other pledges cash, and that was explained on stage and before it. And he said, no, that's not what you said on TV. And then I was like, on TV, what? And, I was on the stage, and then I realized he was watching from Seattle on his big screen. And that just I was like, that feels so cool. Yeah, here's your $60 back.
That's awesome.
But I love that. That's not what you said on TV. And I was like, I've never been on TV.
That's awesome. And when I came up with the idea for the tickets for the People's Choice Award, that story was going through my mind.
Yeah, when you're doing these kind of shows, you have the little errors or maybe things that didn't work out like you thought they would, and that's when you readjust and come at it from a new angle.
Exactly, and that's putting together a show. Nothing's ever going to work all the
Whatever
time.
you plan, anybody in theater, I imagine even like live TV and that type of stuff. I've done lots of live events, and no matter how hard and how much you prep, something's going to go sideways, and you just roll with it. I mean, we had one year we didn't do the live broadcast, never went out because as soon as the first band, because they had it, somebody had changed a plug, so our computer was getting an amplified a signal, and when they strummed the first guitar, the computer actually blew up, smoked, and made such a noise everybody in the audience looked away from the band to see why my computer was on fire. Which is also a show highlight. But at that point I went, well, the show's going to go on and I don't have to worry about keeping the live broadcast going.
Well, and if you watched the live stream last year, my computer didn't blow up on me, but none of the software, it all just crashed right as the show was starting. Everything was up and running. The show started. Everything.
It was in like 3 different segments or something. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
And I was trying to do it with my phone, like propped up on the desk at the back of the room.
Oh, show's got to go on, even the broadcast, right?
It was bad.
And are we doing live on the radio this year too?
I'm not going to do it live on the air. Just too many breaks and too much silence. And
yeah, and you got to have a DJ sitting in the booth, and then they can't be at the show. And
yeah. No,
all right.
Too many horses to wrangle for that one. All right, so let's go ahead and get on to the calendar here. So,
all right, did we burn up too much time? We've been yakking, and now we've hit 11 o'clock, and I know you got a guest.
We haven't. Our guest is not here yet, so let's keep yakking.
Okay, all right, let's keep going then.
And hopefully she remembers about being on the show today.
It's something that makes you nervous. I'm sure she remembers. There she is.
Actually, just go ahead and hold on, and once we get to the break, I'll come out and get you. She is here.
All right.
So let's just. Do you want to do a speed run through the calendar?
Sure.
That?
Go ahead.
All right. So a reminder from the Chamber: the newsletter items are due today. If you want to get your newsletter items in the Chamber newsletter, adult pickleball is at the golf course back up there for the summer from 8:30 to 11:30. That's at 243 Parr Place. Let's see, that's not happening today. The Chewelah City Council meeting. Don't miss the excitement. That is tonight at 6:30. I know if you've applied for any of those lodging tax funds, they're going to make those announcements tonight at the City Council meeting.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, it's a good one. Tomorrow morning, the Chewelah Food Bank is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's in front of the Senior Citizen Center right here in Chewelah. Our good friend Craig Mara Karaoke, he's going to be singing it up this time at the Oasis tomorrow at 8:30. The Chamber of Commerce meeting Friday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. inside the Mistaqua Cafe. Adult pickleball back up at the golf course from 8:30 to 11:30. And then, of course, Friday is the Chewelah Farmers Market. It's going to be a beautiful day for that. We're going to be there broadcasting live, set up, and I'll have tickets for Chewelah's Got Talent if there are still tickets available to be had.
If
that's 2 days. That's 2 days away. A lot can happen in 2 days. We still have tickets available, but they are, like I said, going fast. All right, and we also have on Friday, starting at 1 a.m. to 6 p.m., is the 23rd annual Cabin Fever Quilt Guild's Quilt Show, and that's a mouthful. And that's happening.
Yeah.
That's happening Saturday or Friday and Saturday. Saturday is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's at Jenkins High School at 702 East Lincoln Avenue. These are not your grandma's quilts. These things are incredible. If you ever see them, they're works of art. They're sculptures practically. And then Saturday morning, let's see here, we have the Chewelah Valley Animal Sanctuary Drive-Through Clinic. That's happening from 9:30 to 1 at the Colville Valley Animal Sanctuary at 501 Old Arden Highway in Colville. Let's see. And then, of course, the quilt show is happening again. Chewelah's Got Talent. Doors open at 5:30. 6 p.m., the show starts. I think we've covered that, but you want to get your tickets. again,
If we haven't said that yet, we should point it out.
If I haven't said it.
I noticed something on Saturday at the top for the pickleball, and it says at the Chua Golf and Country Club, so pickleball's back up there now, but it says the Drive and Drop Pickleball Clinic, but I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
And then it's a big pickleball day up there, because then at 11 a.m. there's a beginner pickleball clinic, which I guess I need to take.
Right. And we had someone last week with us from the Pickleball League, 2 representatives, and they told us all about pickleball, some of the history behind it. It's pretty fascinating. They brought in some toys we could play with, some of the paddles and the balls, and we had a good time in here. It was fun.
I bet you did.
It kind of makes me want to go play pickleball now. So, yeah. So that pickleball clinic is from 9 to 11 at the golf course. Let's see. Class size is limited to 8 participants. I'm not sure how many classes they are. You can go on the Chamber of Commerce calendar and learn more, because there's a lot of information on that poster.
Okay.
In very small font that my old eyes can't read, Scott.
Well, we made it through the weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and take a break and thank our sponsors, listen to some news, and we will be back to hear more about the Tasty program and their fundraiser they're having tomorrow, which we did not announce in the announcements here. So let me go ahead and get that really quick before we go to our break. I love
tease.
What's that?
Just a little tease for that,
right?
And we'll find out more in just a couple minutes.
I love announcing that we're going to go to the break and then backtracking and talking more. It's what I do.
It's just like a personal phone call with Chuck. It's the same thing,
right? As you're trying to leave the door, one more thing. All right, there is a fundraiser. This is to benefit the Tasty Free Summer Program. That's going to be happening tomorrow at the Quartzsite Brewery, Thursday, May 22nd, from 4 to 7 p.m. And we're going to learn more about that just after the break, which I swear we're going to go to now. We'll be right back for the KCHW Morning Show right here on KCHW 102.7, Northern Lights Public Radio.
It's 8:04.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Chewelah, Colville, Kettle Falls.
The Public News Service doing newscast for May the 21st, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. President Trump pressured House Republicans to unify around a wide-ranging bill to deliver his domestic agenda as party leaders haggled with important holdouts over changes to the legislation and winning their votes. That for the New York Times, they report joining House Republicans at their weekly closed-door party meeting. Trump pushed them to drop their reservations about the legislation and embrace the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which leaders hope to bring to a vote by the end of this week. The Times notes Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Secretary, bungled answers about habeas corpus when she was questioned during a Senate committee hearing, incorrectly asserting that the legal right of people to challenge their detention by the government was actually the president's constitutional right to deport people. Next, Medicaid coverage is essential for the health of women and babies, and efforts in Congress to curtail the program could disproportionately impact people in small towns and rural areas. That's according to a new Georgetown University report.
Indra Lucero with the Colorado-based group Elephant Circle says access to health care is critical in the weeks immediately before and after birth.
In Colorado, actually more people are on Medicaid during the perinatal period in rural areas than in urban areas. So the proportion deeply impacts impacts rural folks, even more than urban folks.
In 20 counties nationwide, including Benton, Crowley, and Colorado, half of all women of childbearing age are covered by Medicaid. House Republicans have proposed cutting more than $600 billion in Medicaid to pay for Trump administration priorities, including mass deportations and tax cuts. Lawmakers say they can make cuts without reducing benefits by eliminating waste and fraud. I'm Eric Galatis.
And immigrants' rights advocates are voicing concerns that migrant communities in Washington may be avoiding visiting food banks or getting food assistance due to fear of detention by federal immigration agents.
Jacob Sperati with Northwest Harvest runs 2 food distribution programs serving local communities, including many immigrants in Seattle and Yakima. He says migrants, whether they're documented or not, already encounter many obstacles in accessing food, from language barriers to a lack of familiar options to needing to show an ID.
We believe that access to food is a basic human right. And people shouldn't fear needing to get food. And so we just continue to make our spaces as open and welcoming as we can.
Research shows immigrants make up more than 75% of Washington's agricultural workforce. And yet immigrants and refugees are more likely to experience food insecurity. I'm Isabel Charlet.
And from ABC News, a maintenance worker at a New Orleans jail where 10 inmates escaped has been arrested and accused of helping facilitate the breakout. 4 other jail employees have been suspended in the investigation. This is Public News Service. A Montana-based indigenous advocacy group says it's increasing membership this year in a new way.
Western Native Voice on Tuesday held the last of about a dozen conferences it has hosted since March in tribal communities across Montana. The group offers programs to attendees that focus on leadership development, civic engagement and education, and public policy advocacy. Denise Juneau, Montana's former state superintendent of public instruction and a conference keynote speaker, says Native legislators made a lot of headway in this year's session.
There was a sense of pride in seeing what got accomplished through the 12 Native legislators who got elected from all these different communities, and I think really a glimmer of hope about what can happen when people get engaged.
Bills that passed include updates to the Montana Indian Child Welfare Act and a new approach to the missing and murdered Indigenous persons crisis, as well as reauthorization of Native language preservation programs and formal recognition of Indigenous Peoples Day. I'm Kathleen Shannon.
And a new report shows that in Alabama and across the country, adults still want to go back to school, but many do feel shut out by cost and limited access.
A Gallup and Lumina Foundation study surveyed nearly 14,000 U.S. adults ages 18 to 59 who never earned a degree. Some are currently enrolled, others have stopped out, and many say they're willing to try again. But Courtney Brown with Lumina said while belief in higher education is strong, most people still don't think quality, affordable options are within reach.
Almost 90% of adults without a degree or credential. So these are people that either are enrolled or they stopped out or they've never touched higher education. They have a belief in the value of higher education. Yet, only 30% of Americans believe that they have access to quality, affordable education.
The survey also shows that most adults thinking about college aren't just chasing a degree. They're hoping for a better job. Shantia Hudson reporting.
Finally, supporters of electric vehicle ownership say there are a number of advantages to owning one. Study shows that EVs can convert 85 to 90% of their energy into forward movement.
A majority of the electricity used in an EV vehicle is American-made, and an EV can be charged at home. Despite these benefits and their popularity, U.S. House Speaker Mike Johnson has proposed removing a $7,500 tax credit for EV owners as part of President Donald Trump's goal to restructure the country's budget. Electric Vehicle Association Board of Directors member John Hyam wonders if this will cause potential EV car buyers to back away.
Do I think if the $7,500 tax credit suddenly disappeared, it's not going to kill the electric vehicle? It might slow the acceleration of the adoption of the electric vehicle, but it's certainly not going to reverse the trend.
I'm Terry D. reporting.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
It's
Good
8,
morning. Oh.
11.
Your KCHW Morning Show is made possible by donations from...
There it goes. Shit, you're giving me the thumbs up. Were you giving me the thumbs up because I started to play it or because I stopped it?
Yeah, well, because they started and you missed them.
I know. Should we go ahead and play those now?
I think we should. Let's
Okay.
thank our sponsors.
Yeah.
We really need to get that in.
we're-
It's
we're-
important stuff.
We're
All
gonna go
right?
ahead and thank our sponsors. The timing of it, they're in the system. They didn't quite trigger. We missed it by about 2 minutes, Scott. So here you go.
Here they are.
Here's our morning show sponsors. Thank you, guys.
It's 8, 12.
Your KCHW Morning Show is made possible by donations from...
Colville Toyota. Colville Toyota, located at 160 West 3rd Avenue in Colville, offers new and used vehicle sales and service. Vehicle sales is open 8:30 a.m. till 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with a Toyota Express Maintenance Center open 7:30 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. More information on Colville Toyota's vehicle inventory and services is available at colvilletoyota.com. A small-town dealership with a big heart.
And by
Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Yes, we are. All right, there you go. Sorry about that. It's important to thank those guys. They keep the show running, so appreciate it. And we are back with the KCHW Morning Show right here. We have a young lady by the name of Sherry who's going to be telling us about the Tasty program. Good morning, Sherry. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, sorry, I didn't have your microphone turned up. That was my fault. Go ahead and pull that microphone just a little closer to your face there. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Okay.
Good morning. So you're Sherry?
Yes.
And you're here to talk about the Tasty program. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing tomorrow?
Sure. So the background is Tasty stands for Temporary Added Sustenance to Youth. It's a kids' summer food program in Chihuahua Valley and Summit Valley school districts. We are now in our 11th year. We have a group of wonderful volunteers. And this program was started after school lets out and the summer school program is ending. And this provides families food for their children that qualify for free and reduced lunch and breakfast. We also include preschoolers, so it's from age 3 through high school. And we include homeschool children as well. And we're looking for support for this program, like I said, in our 11th year. It's coordinated through the Chihuahua Faith Resources Group, which is an ecumenical ministry which partners with churches and service organizations to address important community needs. And CFRG is a 501c3 nonprofit organizations. And we have volunteers from local churches and other community members who load boxes with food for breakfast and lunch. This food allows children to experience food that is low in salt, low in fat, low in refined grains, and low in added sugars. And we include fresh vegetables and fruits, dairy products, bread, and cereal made with whole grains. We have partnered with our excellent Chihuahua Farmers Market by providing vouchers to families so their children can select fresh fruits and vegetables of their choosing. Each child receives a $5 voucher per distribution. Families do have to complete an application that is reviewed. And once approved, they agree to pick up summer food boxes 5 times every 2 weeks, beginning June 25th to the middle of August. 3 years ago, the school districts provided free or reduced meals to approximately 63% of their children. This past summer, we provided food to 87 families with 217 children, which is our all-time high. Our goal this year is to reach 225 kids or more. We rely on grants, donations and our fundraiser, which is tomorrow at our local wonderful brewery between the hours of 4 and 7. Our program started with 25 children, 17 families 11 years ago. Our average cost per distribution is $5,000 to $6,000.
Wow.
Which is hefty.
Yeah, it is.
I know we have a lot of wonderful things that will be available for silent auction or raffle tickets. I know there's a spotting scope with a stand, like if you're going to look at birds or the water or whatever. There's artwork. There's a number of, we always have great things for people to bid on. It's a wonderful social time as well, and they do have non-alcoholic beverages if that is your preference.
Very cool. I know I go there, I drink coffee a lot.
Pardon?
I know I drink their coffee a lot. I like their coffee. But yeah, so tell us a little about the distributions. I want to know what do the average distributions look like, and how does that process work?
Well, we get food from Safeway, and they do give us a discount, which is awesome. And the food comes in packaged like on pallets. It's picked up at Safeway and brought to the senior hall in Chewelah, where it is taken apart and broken down into individual units. We line the senior hall with tables, and this past year we used every table plus 4 from the UCC church. We line up boxes, like banana boxes, and volunteers will take, say, I'm going to put in the peanut butter. And so they will put peanut butter in every one of the boxes. In the past, we've had large families, which is 4 and more children, and then the regular size. And the other thing that we do is families can pick up food at the Addie Rescue Mission. And so we set aside those families' boxes. A volunteer comes from the rescue mission, picks them up, and delivers it to the rescue mission for families to pick up. So we try to make it as accessible as possible, particularly for when gas is expensive and it's difficult sometimes to get to town.
Wow.
There's quite the logistics behind all of this. This is kind of crazy. And I don't think it kind of dawns on them. Do you have any kind of estimate in your head of how many people are putting in their time and energy just to help others? A total number of people maybe that it takes to pull this off?
Oh, I would say probably close to 20.
Wow.
Okay.
We've had volunteers from the high school. We've had some youth who've joined us in the past. We've had scouts join us in the past. I would say probably close to 20. And we have a core group that meets and plans. And at the end of the year, we meet at our house at Waits Lake and have a soup, salad, dinner, and write thank you notes to everyone who donates to the program.
Nice.
So they get a handwritten note from one of our volunteers.
Very cool. So in this program, do you have the numbers, the stats on the number of kids in the area that probably don't get the meals that they need? I know there's a lot of narrative about a lot of the kids around here, everywhere for that matter. A lot of them, the only meals sometimes they get are the meals they get in school.
Yes.
And then school ends.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden, a lot of these kids don't have any food. And I know this is what the Tasty program is for, to sort of bridge that gap.
Well, I think that's a 63% of these 3 school districts that serve children who qualify. 63% is probably higher than that. But again, we do allow families who homeschool. So it isn't that they don't have to receive food at school, but just qualify.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And what about, because I know my kids are all grown now, but we unschooled. We weren't involved in any of the programs. Are those kids eligible as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And applications are at the Chewelah Food Bank, Valley Food Pantry, at a rescue mission. And they're also at the schools, those 3 school districts, the high school, juniors high in Chewelah, middle, elementary, and all the schools in Valley and Summit Valley.
Okay.
Right, so you can go to the local food banks to get that was my next question, Sherry, was how does somebody apply if they're not part of this? So that was awesome.
Yeah.
So just basically one of the local food banks there in Valley, Addie, or here in Chewelah, right?
Yes.
And so what does that application look like? I know when you apply, for state benefits, for EBT, that kind of stuff, the applications are very extensive.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do, it's like doing your taxes.
Well, the application's pretty simple. It asks for the name of a parent. It asks for how to contact them.
Mm-hmm.
So email, phone number for texting, physical address. It asks, do you qualify for free and reduced lunch?
Mm-hmm.
The names and grades or grades of the children, any food allergies, and then on the back, they sign that they agree to come and pick up the boxes. So it's very, very simple.
Good.
In fact, we sometimes do it over the phone.
Yeah.
So, it's a very simple process.
And I apologize.
So don't be scared of that, right?
No.
It sounds like you're trying to make it as accessible as possible for everyone to get.
Absolutely.
And I apologize if you've already answered this question, because you had a lot of information there, which from my standpoint is great. You ask somebody a question that you're interviewing, and they just give you everything. I love it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So is this for all from K through 12?
Yes.
Kids eligible?
No,
Okay.
a number of years ago we added preschool.
Okay.
So it's age 3 through high school.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So even the youngsters that aren't even enrolled in the schools yet can still apply.
And at the end of our last distribution, we have every family fill out a question, an evaluation,
Mm-hmm.
and we share these comments when grants are written, which is primarily done by my husband, and we hear comments like, "Without this program, I have to decide whether I'm going to pay my rent or feed my kids."
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
It is. It is.
And it's all too common story. I mean,
yes,
I know I've been there. I think way too many of us have been. Is it the choice between keeping the electricity on or feeding the kids or getting that notice on your front door at the first of the month.
Yeah.
It's scary times, especially a lot of times in the summer when, like you said, the kids are home. Sometimes parents have to stay home with the kids, and they aren't able to work as much as they can during the rest of the year. So a lot of times it's this double whammy.
And the food that we distribute allows things that kids can easily make themselves. And we do supply recipes. So we have pizza, we have tacos, and we change the food we give every other time. So it's not the same thing every distribution.
Right.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought about doing any supplemental things? Like you said, you give recipes. Have you ever thought about doing like little summer camps where you teach kids how to cook? And
that's an awesome idea. But we do oftentimes, like last year and this year, we got toothbrushes from a local dentist. And so the kids get to pick out toothbrushes. One year we had books that were, I work with the Northeast Washington Hunger Coalition. Mm-hmm. And we got a bunch of books that were donated. Yeah. And so we were allowing children to pick out, and there was like 3 different categories. Kids could come in, pick out a book, get a toothbrush. So we're trying to add more, but the reality is our main focus is the feeding, mm-hmm. and whatever is donated otherwise, we certainly do give that.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Now, what is the date that this starts up, Sherry?
It starts up June 25th.
Now, and you said in conjunction with the ending of the school one. I remember the school, like you used to see during the week, you'd see school kids in the park eating sack lunches, and I think they delivered them with like the little bus and stuff. Is that something that still goes on, and then you pick up when that ends? Where did that end from the schools?
It's really separate. I know it went last year, but the kids were required to eat it there.
Yeah, they keep changing the rules on it. So.
And if you live out in, Summit Valley or up at Waits Lake, mm-hmm. That's 15, 20 minutes of gas to get into town to eat a sandwich. And not to say that isn't a good program, because it is. And so, this is apart from that.
Right. Great program, but it doesn't necessarily benefit the people that aren't in the immediate area.
Right.
Especially if your dad drives a big diesel and it costs you $6 in gas to come get a $4 sandwich. Yeah.
Something like that.
Now, will the Tasty program sustain those families that need help all the way through the summer?
No, we are supplemental, and I know we do get on some of our evaluations that it's just not enough, but we're doing the best we can with our limited resources. When you're thinking of $5,000 times 5 every year, and my heart would like that we could be sustainable, that we would have a business or an organization say, we're going to fund you, whatever. But that has not happened yet. And so,
or maybe some rich person in the community comes to your auction Thursday night and just drops $100,000 on you or something.
That'd be great.
From 4 to 7 at the Courtside Brewery.
And we want to be good stewards of our resources. And so I didn't mention this, but every week that we have a distribution, we have a group of volunteers who make phone calls and texts to every single solitary family.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of manpower that goes into this program. And we are so very grateful for all of our volunteers. They're great people, and they love giving back to the community.
So,
Sherry, do you think some of them are listening to you on the radio today?
I have no idea.
Just in case they are, I'm going to give, this is awesome, and this is what community is all about.
Absolutely.
And I want to give a round of applause to everybody, your 20 volunteers, 20 plus volunteers probably, that all do things to help bring this program together for kids in our community. Good job, all of you.
Very cool. So that was going to be my next question. Your volunteers, I'm assuming even at 20, that's a pretty hefty number of volunteers, but for the amount of work that you were describing, probably there's never enough volunteers.
Well, when we're putting together the boxes, we have to kind of do some control, group control, because it can be pretty chaotic.
Oh, yeah.
But, volunteers that come and pick up the food at Safeway, trucks or vans or trailers. Volunteers who would like to help with fundraising. There, like I said, there's a group of us, core group, that do the majority of the work.
Right.
Or volunteers who would like to be beating the path for getting other donations. And my husband writes letters to local businesses and community folks every spring, and those letters have gone out for asking for financial donation.
So what kind of volunteers, what kind of help do you still need? I guess was my question.
Ooh.
I know it's always a tough one, right?
It is. And every time we have a distribution, we don't always have the same people.
Right.
And so I guess if someone is interested in volunteering, they can give me a call and we can chat about what that would look like.
Or possibly show up tomorrow at Courtside Brewery from 4 to 7 p.m.
Absolutely.
Put some bid on some items. Do you have? I know you listed a couple things you have on those for those auctions. I don't want to put you on the spot, but
well, we have another volunteer who's sort of managing that piece. I know we have baskets that are made that have food items or usually there's a wine basket. I know there's artwork every year by local artists, which is so fun. What else? I think in the past we've had round of golf from our local golf course. I think there is an item from the Davenport. I'm pretty sure there's an item for overnight stay, that kind of thing at the Davenport. I'm sorry.
Kind of your typical
auction
items that you get at an auction. Keep in mind you're talking about your husband and sending out the letters and stuff like that. And I don't know if Chuck contacted you or you found us, but keep us in mind when it's that time of year again and you're starting to send out those letters and stuff and send us a public service announcement a request through our website, and we can put that kind of stuff in the community calendar and help you get the word out. That's why the public radio station is here, is to help other community groups. So take advantage of it.
Will do. And we do have flyers that are around in the community as well. But thank you for that offer.
And are you still accepting items? Is it too late to donate items to the auction? Okay.
They can bring it we're going to start setting up about 2:30.
Okay.
And so if you have something you want to donate, and this is not a garage sale, this is, quality items. Right. So show up, and we have bidding sheets they can fill out with what they feel their value of that item is. So they can still come 2:30.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well,
all right, Quartzsite Brewery tomorrow before the auction.
Yes. Yes.
And before we go, I'd actually like to give you a couple tickets to Chihuahua's Got Talent.
Wonderful.
To auction off. Is that okay, Scott? Can we do that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I didn't know he was giving tickets away.
Just the two. I'll cover them if I have to. Awesome.
All right.
So is there anything else you want to let us know about the program?
Well, this program is my husband started, and so it's his baby.
Yeah.
And we're facing some health challenges, and so Lord willing, we'll be able to continue the program in the future.
Yeah. Do you have other people that you can rely on that maybe you're training this year or the next couple of years to step up?
That's the plan. Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
It's a great program. I know, like I was talking with you earlier, we talked about it quite a bit last year. I think we had somebody on the air, and I remember doing announcements about it and talking about it quite a bit. If there's anything we can do, like Scott said, submit it for public announcement. We can talk about your program, what you're doing, how to donate, how to get involved. Okay. Just put that information, get that information to us, and we'll include it in our daily announcements.
Will do. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And if you show up 4 times, you become a DJ.
Yep. Those are the rules.
Well,
you're on your way, Sherry.
Well, I'm not a spring chicken, but that's always something that's looked like a fun thing to do.
Oh, there you go, Chuck.
Yeah, right.
All right, Sherry, thank you so much for coming in today. And just a quick reminder, Tasty Free Food Program, Quartzsite Brewery tomorrow afternoon. The silent auction and raffle begins at 4 o'clock. Meet up with your community friends and help raise some funds for the kids. If you have something, a quality item that you want to donate for them, you can do that beginning at 2:30 tomorrow. Again, Quartzsite Brewery. Proceeds go to providing free food for families with kids and teens during the summer months. A big round of applause for everybody with the Tasty Food Program.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Like I said, it's important to keep those kids fed during the summertime and
and safe.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're our most important asset.
You bet.
I believe.
All right.
So
thank you for being here, Sherry.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you for this opportunity.
No problem. You're more than welcome to stick around if you want and join us in on funny news and everything.
Well, I have 2 support groups at the hospital on Wednesdays, so I need to go to work.
Okay.
You're off and running.
All right. Well, again, like Scott said, the Tasty Summer Food Program fundraiser tomorrow night, Quartzsite Brewery, 4 to 7 p.m. There's going to be silent auction, raffle items, all kinds of stuff. So I will meet up with you, and I will get you those tickets.
Okay.
Probably, I'll just run over there tomorrow and bring them over to you, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Perfect.
Okay.
Or if there's somewhere I can get them later this afternoon or something, we'll work that out later.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us, Sherry. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Do you still have Sharon gave you some cheat sheets? Maybe you want to look those over real quick, and I'll let Chuck get that going. Our forecast for today, don't forget, mix of clouds and sun, high is 64, down to 44 tonight with partly cloudy skies. 62 and 42 for your Thursday with cloudy skies and a chance of rain at just 25%. Friday, 68 and 44 into partly cloudy skies, 10% chance of rain. And then we're going to heat it up for the weekend, baby. 76 on Saturday, partly cloudy. Sunday, 82, partly cloudy. Back to work Monday. Wear some shorts. It's 84.
Hey, you know what else is happening tomorrow night, Scott?
What's that,
the
Chuck?
Pacific Northwest Filmmakers Showcase.
All right. So this was last Thursday that we had Joe Wozinski on the show?
Yeah.
And Kat Brooks. All right. So give that a plug.
Yeah, so that's happening. I don't have the times in front of me. It is in the newspaper. Apparently, I'm trying to see if it's on the calendar here.
I can kind of remember because Craig was gonna start playing music at 6, and then they were gonna start the festival at dusk on the big screen at the drive-in.
Yep. And you know what? Of course, in Cat and Joe fashion, it has not been submitted to the calendar.
But we can do it from memory. So that happens tomorrow night as well at the drive-in in Kettle Falls and Northwest Film Festival with our friends Kat Brooks and Joe Wozinski that they put together.
I just want to point out that film festival will be starting after dark. That obviously.
So there's plenty of ways to do the tasty food. Go by there and still hit plenty of time.
Plenty of time. You got at least an hour and a half to get from Chewelah, from the Courtside Brewery over to the drive-in theater, which I'm looking forward to that. And the local film show is a lot of fun. Yes, the films are low budget and they can be cheesy, but I love it. I love a good.
When you hit a film festival, there's some cringy ones. You can admit, or some that you might not enjoy. But there's always a couple gems that make it all worthwhile. That somebody will just floor you with their talents.
Yeah,
and filmmaking prowess, I guess.
Yeah, and there have been a few of them. Like, how in the world is that made by? Like, some of them are people and it's like, how in the world did you do this? That's incredible.
There was one I caught, and it was one of Joe's, and there was a horror clip in there, a little 10-minute horror film, and it was so good it creeped me out for several days.
Ooh, it wasn't just Joe that creeped you out for several days.
Joe creeps me out for the rest of my life. I'm kidding, Joe. Joe, it's a joke. Joe, don't cry.
But in the best possible way. Like a good nightmare. You wake up. Your heart is pounding, you're breathing hard, you're a little scared, and you're like, whew, that was just a nightmare. That was a good one. That's dedicated to you, Joe.
All right. Joe Wozinski, we love you.
All right, let's see what else we have on here. So let's see. So Bindi Bennett, I believe she's from that local high school here. She's going to be playing in the state girls golf tournament at Liberty Lake. That is today, later today. No times here. Let's see.
Congrats. Yeah.
And here's a big one. For Memorial Day weekend, you can begin decorating at the Chewelah Cemetery today. Those items, flags, decorations have to be removed by dusk on June 2nd. But yeah, you can go ahead and start decorating, put your flags up, decorate the cemetery for those people that served. So it's a good one, and usually I will try to see if I can get a press release from the city, because usually they provide something. Haven't heard from them yet this year, but we will reach out to them and see if we can get more information about that. Obviously, I said the city council meeting tonight. You can catch all the excitement. Bring your popcorn. 6:30 p.m. No,
fight.
Right. No, they've actually been getting along pretty well. They've been pretty civil. All right. Yeah, I know it's boring, but
it's always fun to think of it that way, though. What if you don't attend them, what goes on at the city council meeting?
I know, right? Occasionally there is a popcorn worthy one. It happens.
Probably something you did, Chuck.
Right? No, usually. it's only when I'm there there's problems. I don't understand why. So line dancing is at the Senior Center from 2:30 to 4:30 every Thursday. Let's see here. We've got Senior Bunko. That's also happening at the Senior Center on the 2nd and 4th Thursday from 9 a.m. to noon. And there is a flyer on that I don't have, but there's a little note that says there's a flyer.
Is it wrong that Senior Bunko sounds like napping?
It's Bunko time. I'll be back.
Go to the bunk.
Right.
I'm just saying I take lots of naps, and it sounds good to me.
I swear I've been in casinos, you go eat lunch or something and there's like the Bunko screens. I thought that's what it was. And people told me, no, Chuck, that's not Bunko at all. That's something entirely different.
Well, those kind of things are as I'm aging now. Those kind of things I was like, I wish our local senior center had a game day. I wish our local senior, here where I live in Maine had a game day. And I'm aging out. I see it every day. Can you see here, Chuck, on my neck? Can you see that? I've developed my first turkey. Old people, they get the turkey neck thing. I got my first turkey neck.
Oh, I had one when I lost a bunch of weight. I had a pretty bad, but luckily I've gained enough back to where that's starting to fill back in.
Oh, I've lost 20 pounds, so maybe maybe if I gain it back, it'll go away if I fatten up.
It's weight loss. It's not age, Scott. It's because you're getting healthier and getting in shape.
No, Chuck, that is definitely everybody can see it on the camera too. That is a turkey neck, isn't it? You can go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'm pretty sure that's turkey neck. And everybody knows I'm a real turkey. All right, sorry.
All right. Let's see. We have a couple of comments here really quick, though. Let's see. Carrie Gibbs tuned in. Oh, you know what we forgot to ask Sherry on there? Where can a person make a donation to the Tasty program?
I'm sure you could go to any of the senior centers where you pick up the applications. Mm-hmm. That's real easy. And then, of course, tomorrow, anytime between 2:30 and 7.
4 to 7. I bet you if you go,
they're going to be there at 2:30. That's why I said that.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to say
they're going to be setting up. So.
I bet you if you go there while you're setting up with a check, they're not going to turn you away.
Nope.
Craig says good morning, and then we have a message from Carrie who says Music Man plays in that one. It's a link. It's a YouTube link. I'm not going to play that directly on the air here, but I'll check that out later. If you're joining us on Facebook, check that out. See what it's about. All right. So let's see.
Tell us if we need to delete it. Right? No, Carrie's a good girl. She wouldn't do something like that.
District track meet is tomorrow at Whitworth. That's happening Thursday through Saturday. So it's a 3-day long track meet at Whitworth. You can probably contact the high school for more information if you want to go to that. Then on Friday, another big one that's not on the calendars. It is the Just Plain Fun Plein Air event. And this happens through the Trails End Art Gallery. This is where people from all over the region are going to come. They're going to pick points around the town. You're going to see a bunch of people over the weekend painting. And so this is the annual Plein Air event where people will be, finding various scenes. And there's I believe Tim has a list of locations where people can go, or you can just stop somewhere on the street corner and find a place. Do a quick painting. I know there are rules to the plein air. I don't have them in front of me. But that is happening Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can contact Tim over there at the Trails End Gallery, and he can fill you in on the rules and the details of that.
Well, he's probably really excited about the weather forecast I just gave for Friday, Saturday, Sunday then.
I know, right? and we will have
a great weekend.
We will have him on to talk more about that because I know that's coming up for next month's First Friday Art Walk. So he's going to come on the Wednesday before at 4 p.m. and talk more about that and give us some more information about the plein air event. I know last year there were hundreds of paintings that were submitted, and the variety and the ability, the amazing talent of people to just on the fly quickly paint something that is better than I could ever dream of doing, at a moment's notice is absolutely incredible. All right, so then let's see. We did pickleball. Oh, tennis state meet is Friday and Saturday. Of course, the Friday market from 11 to 3:30, and no school for the Chewelah schools on Friday or Monday.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. So the kids have a 4-day weekend.
No.
Yeah.
Let's take it away.
Right? Sorry, kids, we canceled Friday. You got to go to school.
That's too many days. You kids are just going to get yourselves into trouble.
Right? Wow. But yeah, so
right. So you get excited about people that just like randomly can do art really quickly. So while you were talking, Chuck, I was finishing up my artwork for you.
Did you? Oh, Scott.
There you go. See? Right on the fly. That's how I picture you, Chuck.
Oh, thank you, Scott.
Like a stick figure.
Is that toilet paper?
Yeah. That's how I picture you. A stick figure on toilet paper.
Wow.
Frame it.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Wow. Okay. I love that. Very beautiful, Scott, by the way. Those are some very straight lines you had in there.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I did notice a couple mess ups there. Did you have to restart again a couple places?
I did. Yeah. I broke his arm.
I once in elementary school drew a pretty good. I was in the middle of art class, so I had instructions, but I drew Urkel. Remember from that TV show in the 80s?
No, you didn't.
I had
Really?
one pencil drawing of Urkel, and I did one of Einstein that were both pretty amazing. I found them going through some old stuff from school, and I'm like, wait, I drew that? I had no recollection of it, but it had my name on it, so I must have, right? Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, all right. So moving along, let's see. We have the vaccination clinic. It says 11 a.m. beginners clinic at the golf course on Saturday.
That's the pickleball clinic at the golf course that I mentioned earlier.
Okay. Cougar baseball at Castle Rock State Tournament is happening Saturday, and the Nostalgia Days car show is also happening Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Chewelah City Park.
Love that. It's so cool.
And you know what? There's lots of time to go to the park, go to the car show, oogle and ogle over all the cars, and then get to Chewelah's Got Talent. So,
All right. And then even Saturday and Sunday, walk around town, look at the painters.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Just don't point and laugh
Big
at
week-
them. Leave them alone.
That's mean. A big Memorial Day in Chewelah and lead up to it. Awesome.
It is. Let's see. And then Monday, the senior potluck is happening from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I believe that's the one. Is that the first? That's the one in Chewelah here. Then Memorial Day, obviously, is happening Monday. That is the actual holiday with no school. Let's see. And then we've got the next weekend, the Chamber Business Expo is happening from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's Saturday, May 31st. And the signups for that, I believe, ended over the weekend. But is their very first business expo they're doing. That's going to be, again, at Guess Elementary from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., May 31st. And the Jenkins High School graduation, people are getting ready for that June 7th. And then Friday, June 13th, be prepared, the last day of school. Okay. So there you go. That's a lot. Thank you, Sharon, for giving me that, for bringing it in. I appreciate it.
Round of applause for Sharon for hooking us up. All right, Chuck. You said you guys on Wednesdays usually don't do the odd news?
We don't, but we can.
I got it already. You wanna?
There's no rules here, Scott.
There's no. Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
We make
Slap
rules.
some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right. Thank you, Chuck, for letting me. It's the only reason I'm on the radio is because I love odd news.
Right? So we're gonna let you do it.
All right. I always kick this off with the news attack. First sentence is real. Second sentence is a bad joke. And Chuck, would you like to deliver the first one?
I would love to, Scott. The average American is willing to drive 36 miles out of the way just to get some food. I know we've all been there, right? You know, it's like we're all in a really slow and boring version of The Amazing Race. Do you ever feel that?
Hey, did the restaurant in Clayton on the corner ever open back up?
No, they are still closed.
Because we would take that 30-minute drive just to get their crazy ice creams in the summer.
Ooh.
I miss it.
Oh.
All right. Over half of U.S. companies recently surveyed say they will have to raise prices to accommodate the cost of tariffs. The other half apparently discovered the magic art of tariff-free accounting.
That doesn't sound legal. Is that legal?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't know.
Let's ask the president.
Right. If your accountant uses the word magic in their spiel, I would suggest getting a different accountant. Just putting that out there. Yeah.
But Scott will always do your taxes magically free.
Sure. You don't know anything. You're good. Go ahead. That's bad. All right.
I think it's you, Chuck.
Yeah. So in addition to that, shoppers are going to be preparing for the new game show, The Price is Higher.
So there was a news story today, because they kind of made a revamped tariff deal. And then Trump came out yesterday and started telling people to stop buying some Chinese chips. And now they're mad, and it looks like the tariff deal might fold. And we're back to where it was before. Sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. A study reconfirms that airplanes are full of germs. Did I say I hate to be the bearer of bad news? Right? The solution, though, is to reduce the number of people.
Yes, I'll have a vodka and tonic, one for my mouth and one for my armrest, please.
Yes.
I thought they put in new filtration systems during COVID. Apparently, they're not meat in the mustard. Is that a mixed metaphor?
I think you'd have to actually wrap all the people in filters.
This is why you will not get me on a cruise ship. I don't care. You cannot pay me to go on a cruise ship because they are just floating petri dishes out in the ocean. How many stories do you hear about people in cruise ships getting? This is not KCHW's official position on cruise ships. This is my personal opinion.
This is just Chuck Ritchie.
But yeah, no, I will never in my life. You will never catch me on a cruise ship. I have a phobia of being locked in a small place with a whole bunch of really sick people. Yeah. Call me crazy.
And rub their nose a lot.
Right.
All right. Tell me about that Chinese newspaper, Chuck.
Yeah, so one Chinese newspaper estimated that 95% of convicted corrupt officials in China had mistresses. Ooh. Wow. So government money going to mistresses. Sounds like communism is becoming more like democracy every day.
And democracy is becoming more like communism every day.
Right? Yay, capitalism.
Two muggers in Hong Kong. Sorry?
Yay, capitalism. No.
Two muggers in Hong Kong got away after the toy gun they were using to pistol whip their victim broke and the spring popped out.
Wow.
Cops are asking, don't make me pistol whip you with my plastic gun. Cops are asking local residents to be on the lookout for anyone with an empty plastic holster wearing a tin sheriff's badge and an ammo belt loaded with darts.
Wow.
It was Chuck.
It was me. It was me.
On to the world of wacky but true. We don't add anything to these stories, but I did get a few sound effects this morning and clips from movies. And here comes Chuck again.
Guess so in Hungary, a guy was hungry and he broke into a small, right? Imagine the odds. He broke into a small restaurant late at night, ate some food, drank some beer, then laid down for a nap. Was it the restaurant owners or the police who woke him up the next morning? No, it was a bulldozer. The restaurant had been marked for demolition. He happened to break in after the owners held a demolition party.
Oh, wakey, wakey.
Have you any idea how much damage this bulldozer would suffer if I were to let it roll straight over you?
How much?
None at all.
What?
I'm not any of that. I just do my job and things
Get demolished.
Come off it, Mr. Dent. You can't win, you know. You can't lie in front of the bulldozers indefinitely.
Yes, you can.
Sounds like you could. You hear that crunch?
But don't forget your towel. Yep.
A cat was intercepted while attempting to smuggle drugs into a prison in Costa Rica. That's right, I said a cat.
Ooh.
Authorities reported that officers discovered the feline with packages of narcotics taped to its little furry body. An officer stationed at one of the prisoner's watch points noticed the cat and promptly raised the alarm. After capturing the animal, authorities removed packages it was carrying. Upon inspection, one package contained approximately 235 grams of marijuana. That had to be a really fat cat.
Right? Where did it hide it?
I mean, that's kind of like, picture a cat with 235 joints taped to it.
Right. I'm just trying to do the math in my head, which I can't because I don't know how to convert grams to pounds, but that seems like a lot.
I don't know where they put this, but the cat had another 68 grams of crack cocaine paste. Also, 2 sheets intended for making individual drug wraps.
Oh, like like a rap? No. No.
That's one talented cat.
Now, when you go to get the cats,
What do you do to make them come here?
That cat is one of the best men I got. Heaven protect us. A cat. Yes, gentlemen.
Today was the worst ever. Those cats are killing everyone.
Is everything okay?
Perfect.
So I just did the quick math. That is a half a pound of cannabis strapped to that poor cat.
Must have been a big cat.
and paste. I guess I'm not up on the crack cocaine lingo, or I guess
what's paste?
Right? I always thought it was like hard, wasn't it? I guess I don't know. I've never heard of it like that. All right, so we got a next one here. A judge in Tasmania, Australia, he's set to determine whether a supermarket violated discrimination laws by denying entry to an alpaca named Violet. Poor alpaca. The alpaca's owners filed a complaint with their state's anti-discrimination commissioner after they were asked to leave the supermarket in December of 2023. The supermarket deemed Violet to be livestock, which is, in fact, not permitted in the store. Violet is
unless it's in a package.
Right.
Sorry.
Wow. So, well, that's it for us, everybody. We're going home now.
Show's over. Sorry.
So Violet has garnered a following online, frequently spotted at various public venues across Tasmania, including the airport, supermarkets, veterans clubs, even on boat cruises.
Well, if you like that joke, Chuck, you're going to love this one.
Yeah, I'm going after those horses. I take the camel.
No, camels.
Alpaca?
So, you tired of being a llama?
Alpaca?
Here he comes, and what better way to make your grand entrance on the streets of Agrabah than riding your very own brand new camel?
Alpaca?
Oh, you proved me wrong.
Oh, boo-hoo. Now I feel really bad. Bad llama.
Alpaca?
Don't they spit? That seems to me like that's something you don't want in your grocery store.
No, that's camels that spit.
Oh, okay. Alpacas don't spit either?
I'm not sure. I've never kissed one.
I'll bet that's not true, Scott.
But I'll let you know. Bucket list.
You know you can't lie to me.
Ooh, now you made me blush.
Right, and they don't seem like they'd be potty trained either. I mean, are they going to hold it while they're in the store? I don't.
Alpaca.
Right.
All right. Doctors in China saved the life of a man who swallowed a 3-inch knife to avoid charges of possessing a weapon. The man swallowed the knife 8 months before and thought it had dissolved in his stomach.
Wow.
Doctors actually found it stuck in his trachea for 8 months. He went in to see the doctor for a sore throat.
Oh, no. What's wrong with your neck?
I took a Viagra, got stuck in my throat. I've had a stiff neck for hours.
You know, I haven't been this choked up since I got a hunk of moussaka caught in my throat. Huh?
You have it then.
I had to slit a few throats, but I got it.
Anyone seen my bigger knife?
You seen the big knife?
Wow.
Creepy story.
Swallowing a knife. I mean, I don't care what the circumstances are. I'm not swallowing a knife.
All I know is I'm not playing hide and seek with that guy.
I will have to say, I'm just checking the Facebook comments here, and thank you, Carrie, agrees with me. She says this ship story is real, not going on any of them. Agree, Chuck. No amount of money could get me on one. A cruise ship. Not going to happen.
She said no amount of money, but how about free?
I would pass it along to someone who cares.
Okay.
Yeah. Not going to happen. All right. So next one here, we have a security guard. Yeah, security guard in China was spotted smuggling 2 suitcases of stolen eggs out of the factory where he worked. When they investigated, the man found more than 1,000 eggs in his fridge, as well as soap, meat, boxes of tissues in his fridge, and bottles of detergent. The egg fanatic,
in his fridge?
Right? The egg fanatic had scribbled dates on them in pen to remind him when to eat his next egg-heavy meal.
This story is extra special.
Oh, it is.
His bosses were exasperated.
Oh, man. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
We have already seen Gotham City's charter stolen by the rottenest egg of them all, Egghead.
Are you some kind of nut or something? You can't come in here and steal my eggs like this, bub.
Any ideas?
We know his diet consists solely of grade AAA white eggs.
There's over 400 eggs. Odds are one of them is bound to like you.
Yeah, Chuck.
Right, at least one. You know, I know they're not listening, so I can talk smack about them. This reminds me of my neighbors when I lived in Tennessee. There was an old chicken coop on the property, right? And we decided, let's go in together, let's clean it up. You know, we worked together, we cleaned it up. We got chickens, you know, we did all the stuff. They would get up every morning at like 4 a.m. and go tend to these chickens and do all the stuff. And I never got up that early. So, you know, I never really did anything because they'd already done all the work before I could even get the chance to it, which of course I would occasionally get an egg, maybe two, you know, throughout the course of the summer. One day they asked us to house sit for them. We opened up their fridge while we were house sitting. Literally, probably almost 1,000 eggs. They had a refrigerator full from top to bottom,
just for it,
with eggs, and they would never share the eggs with us, Scott.
Oh, so they weren't very extra nice.
No, they weren't. But yeah,
they weren't even selling them. They were just hoarding eggs.
They were just hoarding them, and I'm like, you know, if you guys
They're
would
driving
just,
the price up.
If you guys would just not do it at 4 a.m., I would do it this afternoon. If you guys would just, you know. We could make a schedule. And they're like, no, you got to get them early in the morning. And I'm like, okay, guys. Have fun with all your eggs you're never going to eat. Anyway, that about does it for that about does it for our show today. Do you have anything else you need to cover?
So it's Wednesday. Do we still do the Bluegrass review at 6 or what happens?
Yeah, well, tonight, yes, you're right. You know what? We're going to talk about what's going to go on tonight on the radio show. On the radio.
That's why I'm still the GM, Chuck. Keep me on track.
So tonight from 6 to 8 p.m., we have Music for the Mountain. 8 to 10 p.m. is Dirt Road Blues with Dirt Road Doug McQuain. He's going to be live in the studio. Then from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., we have Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, Total, and Earth Date.
I love those shows.
And tomorrow morning, it's going to be myself and Craig McQuain. Oh, no, tomorrow's Thursday. See, Scott,
you're all messed up. It's your new co-host since you booted me from Thursday.
All day. No, we're going to be welcoming our newest Thursday co-host, Gina Greenwood. I'm very excited to have her. She's very excited. It's going to be a great show. She is so full of energy and love and light that I'm really looking forward to having her here on Thursdays. It's going to be great. And Scott, we're gonna bring you on every now and then, and feel free if you ever like, hey, I want to be on the air. Just let us know.
All right.
We'll bring you on. Yeah.
All right.
We'd love to have you.
All right.
And really quick, too, we missed the Through the Valley Lions Club birthday calendar. It looks like today we don't have any birthdays, but we have Scott and Michaela Stumpf with an anniversary. So happy anniversary. And I promised Sharon I would sing the birthday song, but since we don't have any birthdays, sorry, not going to do it.
Plus, actually singing the birthday song is a copyright violation.
Actually, we do a different song, but the traditional birthday song is actually no longer under copyright. It is now in the public domain.
It did. It finally passed through.
Yeah.
Because those people were causing those people that held the rights to that. I bet you they're kind of upset, but they caused a lot of trouble over the birthday song.
Because I mean, that's what everyone grows up with.
It was ridiculous that they tried to put some kind of claim onto it and stop restaurants and people from using it, but they're gone now.
Actually, it turns out it was January 1st of 2017, so it's been a while.
Oh, wow. Well, that never even really hit the news that you didn't have to worry about it anymore. And when you go to restaurants, they're still singing the made-up birthday songs.
Yep.
So they don't have to anymore at a restaurant is what you're telling us, Chuck.
Nope. They can do it. But, one of the reasons why it was so heavily copyrighted and so heavily guarded, I'm not going to say anything. It was owned by the Warner Music Group. So very, 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 very careful about their copyright and their songs and their music. So,
okay.
No longer a
all
thing.
right.
But that
so we got tonight, we got tomorrow. We're all good to go. Thanks for having me, Chuck.
No problem. Thank you. That does it for the show. Good morning. Thank you for coming with us on our journey today, Scott. I appreciate it. Thank you, Sherry, for coming on the morning show. This has been the morning show right here on KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio. We will see you tomorrow morning. Goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, Scott.
Goodbye, Scott. And don't forget, if you don't get your Wheels Got Talent tickets early, you're crazy, man. You're crazy.
Right? You're crazy. Get them.
You're messing up. Don't do it. You're
They're
giving
sell
Chuck
out.
a heart attack.
Buy them online so I know they're sold.